To welcome all the guests to the inaugural session of the 3-day National Hybrid Seminar 2023 by the Faculty of Law, Osmania University, as we approach the Platinum Jubilee of Indian Constitution. It is an appropriate time for all of us to retrospect and audit our great Constitution. I invite Professor G. Vinod Kumar, the Dean of Faculty of Law, Osmania University, to take forward the proceedings. It is with great honor and privilege that I invite our esteemed guests onto the dais. Firstly, our esteemed chief guest for today's inaugural session needs no introduction. Each of us have the privilege of knowing Honorable Justice G. Chandraya Garu due to his extensive public and social life. Let us extend a warm welcome to Justice G. Chandraya, our esteemed chief guest, and express our gratitude for gracing us with esteemed presence today. May I now invite our next dignitary, our esteemed guest of honor, Professor R. Limbadri, Chairperson, Telangana State Council on Higher Education. Let us warmly welcome Sir and extend our gratitude to Sir. The next dignitary to honor us with his presence is Professor G.B. Reddy, Senior Professor, University College of Law, Osmania University. Let us extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to Professor G.B. Reddy. The next dignitary is Professor N. Venkateshwarlu. Let us extend a very warm welcome to Professor G. Malesham, Dean Development and UGC Affairs, Osmania University. He is a special guest for today's inaugural session. Let us also extend warm welcome to Professor N. Venkateshwarlu, the head of the department, Osmania University. As the presiding officer of this seminar, let us extend a warm welcome to Dr. G. Vinod Kumar, the Dean Faculty of Law, Osmania University. I hand over the proceedings to Sir.
So, I request A.V. Nagarati Principal, please give a okay to G.V. Reddy sir. And Dr. Srinivas to Dr. Venkateshwarlu sir, Principal, Mahatma Gandhi Law College. Please say it, sir. Now I request all the guests to please garland the portrait of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar and lighting of the lamp. Please come up, all of you, please. అట్లా పెట్టేసాడు సార్. దాన్ని తగిలేడు సార్, పర్లేదు దాన్ని పెట్టండి అంతే, గొడవకు పెడితే ఉంటారు వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు సార్.
One second. Sir, sir, okay. Sir, you come, sir. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Sir, look here, sir. Just one minute. Thank you, sir. ఫీల్డ్ దగ్గర
అక్కడ sir. పర్లేదు సార్. ముఖ్యమంత్రి Dear friends, the different universities from various universities from India, and some of them offline, some of them are online. The esteemed faculty, principals of the colleges, my dear people's judge, Justice G. Chandraya garu, and our beloved brother, State Council of Higher Education, Professor Limbadri garu, my other beloved brother, Professor Malleshan garu, Dean UGC OU, and Professor G.B. Reddy, my senior colleague, and another colleague, Professor M. Deshwarlu, scholars and the students. Today, we are celebrating or we are discussing marching towards Platinum Jubilee of Indian Constitution, experiences and expectations. So actually this title, I said 75 years, but Platinum name has given by my senior colleague Professor G.B. Reddy. So first of all, I thank you, Professor G.B. Reddy, because you have coined the Platinum. Is a real good word. Platinum Jubilee of Indian Constitution, experiences and expectations. Why I have selected this theme? What is the need? Because there is a endanger the basic foundations of Indian Constitution in coming days. There is a lot of debate going on about who is father of Indian Constitution, whether Dr. B. Ambedkar or whether Sir B. N. Rao. Like that, there is a lot of issues are there raising by the different platforms of the nationalists, one side, rationalists, other side, communists, one side, Ambedkarites, one side, and the other ideologists like different ideologists are debating according to their perspectives of Indian Constitution. So what is actual Indian Constitution? Why we have to debate and discuss after 75 years of Indian Constitution? So it is coming, 2024, maybe we are reaching to the 75 years. So why there is a need to debate and discuss about the Indian Constitution? So some of them debating about the secularism and socialistic world are incorporated in the 76. No, they are telling that they are discussing that these two concepts must be removed, because originally these concepts are not there in the Indian Constitution. One side the debate is going on. The other side is like our Telangana CM. He wanted to frame new constitution. He wanted to demand. He also demanded several times for making up a new constitution. And some of the nationalists are wanted making constitution according to their own perspectives. After BJP came into central government, there is a lot of fears about whether they are going to change the constitution or they are making the foundations. They want to go to change the foundations of the constitution, like the Hindu, instead of India, they want to incorporate the Hindu Rashtra. Like that, There's a lot of fears, a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstanding of the Indian Constitution is going to happening in these 10 years. These 10 years, crucially, several amendments are made with the central government. Previously also, the government of India made several amendments to the Constitution according to the needs of the people. Nearly more than 105 amendments are made to the Constitution. But why the fruits of the Constitution is not reaching to unreached people? What are the lacunas are there? Whether it is fault of the Constitution or whether it is fault of the rulers. So why the fruits of the Constitution, the fruits of the freedom fighters are not reaching to the unreached people? Why only rich are becoming very rich? Why only one dominant community ruling this country as a rulers? Why only the upper caste, so-called people are dominating till the day? All these things must be debated and discussed, debatable issues. Because if we don't have a clarity, we can't teach properly in the classroom. Because most of the teachers are here. If you see Ambedkar's perspective of Indian Constitution, is quite different from the other perspectives like Golwalkar, like Gandhiji, like Nehruji, like Patelji, like other the thinkers, those who wanted to make modern India into a modern state. According to their perspectives, they are right. But according to the modern perspective, they are wrong. The entire globe is, marching towards the modern society. Entire globe. So while I visiting US, where US Constitution was made in the Philadelphia, the Justice Belt, the place of the Justice Belt. You believe or not, merely the people of the America fought for the more than 500 years for making of their own independent constitution. The people of India also fought for the independent, not only for independent India, and also for independent constitution. Thousands of people have died for the sake of the independent constitution, making of independent constitution. The people of India also having more than 300 years history of the independent Indian Constitution. One side, the freedom fighters wanted independent India. The other side, people like Ambedkar wanted the independent, liberated, revolutionary, and the choice of individuals. That you should not be living any bondages. Any individuals or any citizens of India should not live in the bondages, like any bondage, social bondage, economical bondage, legal bondage, language bondage, regional bondage, political bondage, and economical bondage. So what not? There should not be any suppression and depression, any discrimination. All are equal before the law, and equal protection of the laws must be for every citizen of the country beyond their barriers. So these are the things, the Indian Constitution was, drafted by the drafting committee. We will later discuss, in my lecture, because there is a lot of, now the time is very less, so I don't want to take much more time. So sir has to attend the another meeting. Our chairman, beloved chairman, Honorable Professor Limbadri Garu, should attend the another meeting. So that is the reason why I will stop. My lecture is there about the Ambedkar, who is the father of Indian Constitution. whether Ambedkar or whether Sir Bianca will discuss thoroughly about the what happened in Indian constitutional history. Okay, then I will stop now, and we will only we will release the title because the book has not yet come right now. So this is the only title we will today release. The title tomorrow or day after tomorrow, at least in the valedictory we will release original. Okay, I request all the guests, please release this book. Yeah, the Platinum Jubilee of Indian Constitution, Experiences and Expectations.
Sir.
Babu, Thank you, sir. So this book contains 55 articles. I received there were 75 articles, but some of the articles are not in positions to publish. Only I published only 55 articles, 152 abstracts from more than 50 universities from all over India. I received 152 abstracts. And out of 150 abstracts, 75 full papers are sent by the participants. And I selected only 55 out of 75. Some of them are not related also, but I am giving chance for them in a presentation because tell your presentational aspects. So that is I don't want to take much more time. So later we will discuss about the book also. Why I have chosen some articles, why I have not rejected some articles, and what are the relevance of the articles, what type of articles, how I divided the different technical sessions from all these 55 articles into 4 technical sessions. So all these already brochure may be released, may be sent by all your mails. So maybe all of you received all the technical session. Is it right? Yes. Okay. So I request now our Honorable Chairman, State Council of Higher Education, our beloved brother, big brother, who got full-time chance previously, part-time in-charge chance, now full-time from a first Dalit professor. So before that, 1 minute, 1 minute for Gaddar's sudden demise of our brother, Prapancha Sanskrita Saradi Gaddar garu kosam oka nimisha maunam patinచారు. తెలంగాణ ఉద్యమకారుడు 1 minute please. Johar Gaddarana Garki. Johar Gaddarana Garki. Thank you, Varuna. Please sit down.
Good morning, everyone. Today's chief guest, our Honorable Justice G. Chandraya garu, who is a well-known figure in the field of judiciary, and our colleagues and friends, Professor G. Maleshwam garu, Dean UGC Affairs, Professor G. Reddy garu, is the director of this institution, and our HOD, Professor Venkateshwarlu, and Professor Gali Vinod Kumar garu, who is the director of this seminar, and Professor Ashok, the director, and all the distinguished colleagues from different parts of institutions and places. First, I congratulate Professor Gali Vinod Kumar for taking initiative in organizing this seminar, a 3-day seminar on Indian Constitution experiences and expectations. Really, it is a need of the hour to make deliberations on Indian Constitution experiences and expectations are concerned, and particularly in the context of Platinum Jubilee, where they are celebrating 75 years of Indian Constitution. I may not be expert in this field. So many senior professors, practicing advocates, and young students are here who have more knowledge about the various dimensions of the Indian Constitution. I don't want to take much of your time and don't want to make any confusion on this, my thoughts on it. A couple of observations I would like to make as a student of social sciences and as a citizen of this country. To me, Indian Constitution is a history in the Indian historical context. As I feel that if you look into the Indian history, we have to see that we, as students of social sciences or history students, we thought that the ancient, modern, medieval, etc. But what I feel that the Indian history will be divided into the before Indian Constitution and after Indian Constitution. If you look into that categorization, you can have the rich experience about the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution is not a just book. You are all aware of that. The Indian Constitution is the result of the great freedom struggle. The Indian Constitution is the expectations of the Indian people. The Indian Constitution, which was developed by the great freedom fighters and who acted as the drafting of the chairman, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, has given a lot of things, a lot of hopes, a lot of expectations for the Indian people. I understood that whatever the practices we have, that may be a religious, that may be a caste, that may be a regional, whatever the barriers we have, whatever the problems we have, that all will be solved in the perspective of the Indian Constitution. Another important feature of this Indian Constitution, one of the best in the world, no constitution have this much of strength in accommodating and aspirations of the crores of people. More than 120 crores people's aspirations will be accommodated which will give the hope for them. Every citizen of this country will have hope on Indian country. Any problem occurs to any individual, they will look into the Indian constitution and solve through these courts. But whereas in other countries, we have seen what is the experiences of the other countries, how many times the countries rule was facing a lot of problems. So in that context, I want to make another observation that the Indian constitution is one of the best, why I say that, the preamble of the Indian constitution, we the people of India. That is the great thing. It is not a document by the Prime Minister, not by the President, not by only the Ambedkar. That is the we the people of India. So all the people who are the nations of these countries will owning that constitution. The second one is that the basic principle of Indian constitution, which I like, which I love, and I will express everywhere, that the equality, fraternity, and liberty. The wonderful things. The whole debate of the nation or across the globe, what we feel that the equality is very good. When we are the people, we are the citizens of the country or globe, what we will feel? We will treat each other equally. There is no gender bias, there is no regional bias, there is no social bias. So everybody will be treated equally. That is one of the great contribution of the Indian Constitution. And fraternity, everybody should feel that we are the brotherhood. సౌభ్రాతృత్వాన్ని ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేయవచ్చు. స్నేహాన్ని అంత గొప్ప, అంటే ఈ భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రజలందరం ఒక అన్నదమ్ముల్లాగా, ఒక అక్కచెల్లెల్లాగా, అన్యోన్యంగా పరస్పర గౌరవంతో బతకాలనేటువంటి ఒక గొప్ప సందేశాన్ని ఈ రాజ్యాంగం భారత ప్రజలకు అందించింది. కాబట్టి స్వేచ్ఛ ఎవరికైనా ఎక్కడైనా జీవించడానికి కావలసినటువంటి అనేక రకాల స్వేచ్ఛ భారత రాజ్యాంగం. ఇంత చక్కటి ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ నేను చెప్పేంత లోతైన అధ్యయనం చేసేవాడిని కాదు, కానీ నాకు అర్థమైన మేరకు ఏంటంటే భారతదేశ మూలాలైనటువంటి గొప్ప బుద్ధ మతం నుంచి తీసుకొని, బుద్ధిజాన్ని నుంచి తీసుకొని ఈ ప్రియాంబుల్లో పెట్టడం వల్ల భారత ప్రజల్లో ఆ భావన ఉండాలనేటువంటి. అంతకంటే ముందు కనుక మనం పరిశీలిస్తే మనందరికీ తెలుసు, స్త్రీ పురుషుల మధ్య ఉన్నటువంటి అసమానతలు, స్త్రీలకు ఉన్నటువంటి పరిమితులు, ఇతర సామాజికంగా వెనుకబడినటువంటి వర్గాల యొక్క అవరోధాలు, పరిమితులు, అణచివేతలు, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఈ సమాజంలో ఉండేవి. ఎందుకంటే భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి పరిస్థితులను బట్టి ఈ దేశంలో రిలీజియస్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ కానీ, క్యాస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ కానీ ఇవన్నీ అనుభవిస్తున్నటువంటి రోజులు. ఇవన్నిటికీ ఒక చక్కటి పరిష్కారం ఎక్కడ చూపించగలిగారు అంటే భారత రాజ్యాంగం. మీ అసమానతలు పోవాలి అని అంటే ఎక్కడ వెతుక్కోవాలి? మీరు రోడ్ల మీద యుద్ధం చేయమని అడగలేదు, తుపాకులు పట్టుకోమని చెప్పట్లేదు, ఘర్షణలు పడమని చెప్పలేదు. వీటన్నిటికీ రాజ్యాంగబద్ధంగా మీరందరూ స్వేచ్ఛగా సమానంగా బతికేటువంటి జీవన విధానాల్ని రూపొందించడానికి భారత రాజ్యాంగం మనందరికీ ఒక అవకాశాన్ని, ఒక హక్కుల్ని ఇచ్చినటువంటి గొప్ప రాజ్యాంగం మనది. కాబట్టి మనందరం కూడా ఆ రాజ్యాంగాన్ని కాపాడాలి. ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ ఇస్ వండర్ఫుల్. ఎవ్రీబడి నన్ను అడిగితే భారత రాజ్యాంగం ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఏంటి అని అంటే ఈ మీటింగ్, నేను మాట్లాడటమే భారత రాజ్యాంగం నాకు ఇచ్చిన ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. ఒకవేళ భారత రాజ్యాంగమే లేకుండా ఉంటుంటే ఇంతమంది స్త్రీలు ఈ మీటింగ్లో పాల్గొనేవారు, నేను ఈ మీటింగ్లో మాట్లాడేటువంటి అవకాశం ఉండేది కాదు. దట్ ఈస్ ది కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఆఫ్ బాబాసాహెబ్ అంబేద్కర్ అండ్ భారత రాజ్యాంగం. ఇంకా ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను. ఈ దేశంలో అసమానతలు కేవలం మనం చాలామంది చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళం కూడా రాజ్యాంగాన్ని ఒక పరిమితమైనటువంటి అంశంలో చూస్తాం. కానీ తెలంగాణ ఉద్యమం జరిగినప్పుడు మేమంతా చూసినటువంటి ఒక చక్కటి పరిష్కారం ఏంటంటే రాజ్యాంగంలో ఆర్టికల్ 3 ఉండటం వల్ల చిన్న రాష్ట్రాలు ఏర్పడడానికి కావలసినటువంటి అవకాశాన్ని చట్టబద్ధంగా పార్లమెంట్లో పరిష్కరించుకోవడానికి అవకాశాన్ని భారత రాజ్యాంగం మాత్రమే కల్పించింది. ఒకవేళ భారత రాజ్యాంగంలో ఆర్టికల్ 3 లేకుండా ఉంటే భారత రాజ్యాంగంలో చిన్న రాష్ట్రాలకు కావలసినటువంటి ఏర్పాటు పద్ధతిని కనుక ఆ రోజు చర్చించి ఉండకపోయింటే అది అనేక రకాల వైపరీత్యాలకు అనేక రకాల వైషమ్యాలకు దారితీసింది. కాబట్టి నేను అంటున్నటువంటి అంశం ఏంటంటే భారత రాజ్యాంగం సకల సమస్యలకు ఒక చక్కటి పరిష్కారాన్ని ఇచ్చినటువంటి గొప్ప సిద్ధాంత గ్రంథం భారత రాజ్యాంగం. కాబట్టి ఆ రాజ్యాంగాన్ని మనం చూడటం, రాజ్యాంగాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకోవటం, ఆ రాజ్యాంగం నిజంగా ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ చేసినంత జరగకపోవచ్చు, దానికి మెజర్స్ చాలా ఉంటాయి. కానీ నా దృష్టిలో జరగాల్సిన వాటి పట్ల కూడా ఇలాంటి న్యాయ కోవిధులు ప్రజల్లో వాటి పట్ల అవగాహన పెంచి ప్రజలు రాజ్యాంగబద్ధమైనటువంటి అంశాలను అర్థం చేసుకొని రాజ్యాంగ పరిధికి లోబడి పరిష్కరించుకునేటువంటి విషయాన్ని, అట్లాగే మనందరం కూడా రాజ్యాంగబద్ధంగా నేర్చుకునేటువంటి అంశాల్లో ఇంకొక అంశం ఏంటంటే ఆ ఎంగేజ్మెంట్ అనేటువంటిది, ఇష్యూస్ను ప్రజెంట్ చేసే పద్ధతులు కానీ భారత రాజ్యాంగ పరిషత్లో కాన్స్టిట్యూంట్ అసెంబ్లీలో జరిగినటువంటి అనేక డిబేట్స్ అవి మనందరికీ మోడల్. ఇవాళ మనం మాట్లాడుతున్నటువంటి అంశాలన్నీ కూడా ఒక్కసారి కనుక వెనక్కి వెళితే జాతీయ జెండా రూపకల్పనను మొదలుకొని ఈ భారతదేశంలో అండరానితనాన్ని నిర్మూలించాలి అనేటువంటి ఎనిహిలేషన్ ఆఫ్ క్యాస్ట్ వరకు తీసుకున్నటువంటి అనేక డిబేట్స్ ఎంత చక్కగా, ఎంత లాజికల్గా, ఎంత రేషనల్గా అందరి ఆమోదం పొందగలిగి అది ఒక్కటే పరిష్కారం అని చెప్పగలిగేటువంటి ఆ భాషను, ఆ హేతుబద్ధతను, దానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఒక శాస్త్రీయమైనటువంటి అంశాలని, దానికి కావాల్సినటువంటి ఎవిడెన్స్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ను నేర్చుకోవడానికి ఆ డిబేట్స్ ఉపయోగపడతాయని నేను ఆశిస్తూ ఈ చక్కటి సెమినార్లో నేను కూడా మాట్లాడడానికి అవకాశం కల్పించినటువంటి సోదరుడు ప్రొఫెసర్ గాలి వినోద్ గారికి, ఓపికతో ఉన్న మీకు, వేదిక మీద ఉన్నటువంటి పెద్దలకు కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేస్తూ సెలవు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అన్న. ఇక్కడ కొంతమంది ఫ్రమ్ తమిళనాడు, అదర్ స్టేట్స్ ఆల్సో పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ఆర్ దే. సో తెలుగులో I will explain English here because because of the constitution only every society is liberated, including women, Dalits, Adivasis, everybody is getting chance. For example, take my example, I am the child labor, untouchable among the untouchables, poorest of the poor, but now I am the youngest dean in the Department of Law and also senior dean, the entire faculties of Osmania University. Entire faculty, I am the senior. And I participated in world conferences like where Baba Sahib Ambedkar studied. It is Columbia, London School of Economics, you take, so on and so forth. So why I have got that opportunity? Because of the Constitution. Baba Sahib Ambedkar incorporated the reservations. Everybody got an opportunity, including you people, the stage people, everybody got beyond their caste, religion. But అయినప్పటికీ ఇంకా అగ్రవర్ణాల ఆధిపత్యం ఉంది. Still it is there in all departments, in all administration of justice, in all politicals, every nook and corner, there is the dominance of the upper caste, dominated rich people. That must be in coming days definitely root out. If we'll aware the Constitution, we'll aware the justice, we'll aware the legal norms and legal philosophy, then only the society can be liberated. That is the essence of our very beloved brother, Professor Limbad Isan, has explained. Thank you, sir, very much for coming over here. Now, Please bring Charles, memento without brother. But open up gratitude. Right? Give it.
Sir, come close.
Come here.
Sir, if you don't. Sir, come close.
మీరు ఇప్పుడు చెప్పాలి సార్ పోతుందని సార్
Sir. Yes, sir, Mona, sir, last. Thank you, sir.
సార్ సో యాక్చువల్లీ వెల్కమ్ అడ్రస్ సార్ ఉన్నారు ఫస్ట్ టైం బికాస్ సార్ వెళ్తారని బికాస్ యూ వాంట్ టు గో అవుట్ సైడ్ సో దట్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ వై ఐ డూయింగ్ చాలా ఫస్టే చెప్పాడు వచ్చినప్పుడే సార్ ఐ టు గో అవుట్ సైడ్ అందుకే ఇచ్చాను కాబట్టి అన్ అవర్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆర్ ప్రొఫెసర్ జీబీ రెడ్డి సీనియర్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ టు గివ్ వెల్కమ్ అడ్రస్.
A very good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais, chief guests of the inaugural function, Honorable Dr. Justice G. Chandraya Garu, the guest of honor, Honorable Chairman TSCHE, Professor R. Limbadri Garu, Professor G. Mallesham, Dean UGC and Development Affairs, Usmania University, the chief architect of this seminar, director of the seminar, and my colleague, the Dean Faculty of Law, Professor G. Vinod Kumar, then Professor Venkateshwarlu, head of the department, principals of various law colleges affiliated to Usmania University, the faculty members, researchers, all the participants. I'm very happy to speak a few words about this seminar and to deliver a formal welcome address. After such a wonderful explanation about the ideals of the Constitution by the two previous speakers, honestly speaking, nothing has been left to me. But nonetheless, since I have been given this task by the director of the seminar, I would like to say a few words. It is said that the Constitution is legal aid of the past and the testator of the future of a nation. Indian Constitution is not an exception to that. Whatever we have today is the culmination of centuries of struggle and quest for freedom, justice, liberty, equality, so on and so forth. In that sense, the Constitution of India has been shaping the destiny of crores of Indians in India and abroad, and the life of the nation. Without referring to Constitution, nothing could be done today. It was described as law of the laws, the document which protects the dharma. Dharmam kshatrasya kshatram. Dharma is king of the kings. Constitution is law of the laws, supreme law of the land, and everything is bound by it. Any law, any action, any freedom or any right. Another important aspect which we should remember today is that it's an evolving document which never remains static, and the most amended constitution in the world happens to be the Indian Constitution. 105 amendments so far during the last 74 years. Maybe during our lifetime we are going to witness many more, which reflects the dynamism, the adaptability of the Constitution to meet the changing times and changing circumstances in the society, to meet the challenges of the future. There are a number of areas which can be flagged off to discuss on this particular occasion, but I would like to inform you, especially the young participants, that Osmania University Faculty of Law has been in the forefront of organizing many a meaningful discussion on the Constitution. I remember a similar seminar which took place in the same month in the year 2000, that was on 50 years of Indian Constitution, experiences and expectations. Maybe it is a coincidence that I was the director then. Now Professor Vinod Kumar is the director for Platinum Jubilee of the Indian Constitution seminar. So that shows that the law department, the law faculty has been rising to the occasion to provide a meaningful platform for discussions and deliberations on such great topics. Well, Constitution is a political document. Looking through the political spectrum, you can see so many developments that took place during the last 74 years. It's a social document. In order to meet the ideals of justice, social, economic and political, the Constitution has witnessed number of changes, right from the first amendment till the 105th amendment. And when we are looking at the various issues that can be flagged off during the 3-day seminar, one question could in fact trouble us, whether India should go for dual constitutionalism. Is it the right time to have not only a national constitution but also state constitutions? We have successful examples in USA, in Australia and Canada, and our states are not less, because these were independent states at one point of time, majority of them at least. We have issues regarding the independence of judiciary, the necessity of continuing the collegium system, or discarding the same and replacing the same with National Judicial Appointments Commission. We have the issues of not only collaborative or cooperative federalism, but issues of coercive federalism, competitive federalism. Take the example of Delhi. A seesaw battle has been going on between the National Capital Territory of Delhi and the Union government through Lieutenant Governor. And we have the issues of criminalization of politics or politicization of criminals, or commercialization of politics, whether in fact politics and business can go together. This is one important issue. There are issues about what Dr. Rajendra Prasad mentioned in his last speech in the Constituent Assembly. He expressed two regrets. One was not having constitution in a regional language. The other one was not prescribing any educational qualifications for the lawmakers. Whether the second thing could be achieved now, the first one has been made easy with the advent of technology and scholarship. And there are other issues. Whether we have sufficient number of fundamental rights. People are not only talking about right to privacy, we are talking about right to be forgotten, RTBF, which is a right which under the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation of European Union, and right of erasure. Those keen observers may know that in the DPDP bill, the Personal Data Protection Bill, there is a provision for right to erasure of the data pertaining to us. We can ask for erasure of the complete data. Of course, it might go against the right to information. But these are some of the issues which must be discussed. Same is the case with Uniform Civil Code or Common Civil Code, whether it has been introduced already informally or it is to be introduced formally. And now the debate is on. Some of the states are claiming that since the personal laws are part of the concurrent list, they have a right to enact Uniform Civil Code. Therefore, not only that, there are issues like simultaneous elections to the state and the union legislature, whether it is possible or it will be contrary to the existing scheme of the constitution. I am sure that number of papers which have been submitted for the presentation and publication, as explained by Professor Vinod, they are touching upon many of these important issues. We are not here to, in fact, offer our own comments, but only to provide, in fact, a platform so that the new ideas germinate, the meaningful discussion takes place, and when we have an opportunity to introspect, retrospect, and also think about the future. And continuing with the rich legacy, I am very sure that the seminar of 3 days is going to come out with many wonderful suggestions, practical suggestions for an egalitarian society, a society meant for all, a society which prevents, I will borrow the language, today's language of Professor Vinod, suppression and depression, I will also call oppression. Oppression, suppression, depression, free society. That's what we are aiming for. And that is the ultimate goal of the Constitution. Let us remember the words of, the pearls of wisdom of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar when he spoke just before the adoption of the Constitution in the Constituent Assembly, 25th November 1949. That is, in fact, wherever I go, whenever I try to address some civil servants here and there, whenever I get a chance, I always say, this must be your syllabus. Go through 2 speeches. One is Dr. Ambedkar's speech on 25th November 1949. The other one is Dr. Rajendra Prasad's speech on 26th November 1949. 1 day apart. But that will explain the very essence of the Constitution, purpose of the Constitution, constitutional morality, transformative constitutionalism, whatever may be the flowery expressions which are used by various judges, but everything can be traced to those words of wisdom. Whether, the present generation is ready to imbibe, understand and implement or achieve those goals is yet to be seen, but academic seminars like this will definitely provide a wonderful opportunity. I am very sure that with the presence of, with the wonderful, in fact, address given by Professor Limbatri sir, then the right setting tone by, in fact, Dr. Vinod, then another important lecture by Honorable Dr. Justice Chandraya Garu and others. This seminar will be enriched immensely. I take this opportunity to thank Professor G. Vinod Kumar for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. You have given insight regarding Uniform Civil Code also. ఎక్కడ వెళ్తున్నారు ఎవరు? Why you are going outside? ఏ కాలేజ్ వాళ్ళు? Please be seated. సార్ చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారుగా, ఆయన లెక్చర్ కావాలి. So thank you, sir, because we already discussed these issues, Dr. Ambedkar and constitutionalism. That also I expected a SARS article in this part because he is busy or because his ill health maybe is not unable to submit in the proper time. But I am in the revised edition also, at least I will definitely incorporate Professor J. Reddy's article because Ambedkar's constitutionalism, one of the best article he published. That book is published by me. So there is a lot of challenges in the coming days. There is a, because our government of India is marching towards American system. Maybe I'm expecting, maybe in coming days, our beloved leader will become like President of America. Now there is a chance because Jamili elections are coming. Already started told about Jamili elections. Maybe presidential government will come into picture in coming days. Maybe I'm expecting, because dual constitutionalism also SAR is exposed. So because of that reasons and a Jamili election system and so on and so forth, I'm expecting in coming days India will become Hindu state and also like American federal state ruled by one person. Maybe that is maybe if it is followed by the constitutionalism, it is okay. But it is Varadharma, it is that is so people will face lot of things, lot of issues. So that is one of the endangers. So let us be hope definitely they will abide by the constitutional framework's ideas and goals. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Professor G.B. Reddy garu. G.B. Reddy sir, memento. Sir is also going out. Taka. Memento shall. Just please come. Meanwhile, now there is a keynote speaker. Professor Radhika, Dr. Radhika, please come onto the dais. Please come, Principal, University College of Law. She will give the vote of thanks. Now there is a keynote speaker is waiting for us. After that, I request Professor Malesham sir and please, just come. Keynote speaker. Right. Pampicharanడి. Now Neha, sir is waiting, keynote speaker is waiting. Nitin Meshram is a wonderful, Supreme Court advocate. He will give insight. Now I request our keynote and wait from Delhi is waiting. Keynote speaker Nitin Meshram. Are you there? He is there? No? So, okay. Then Professor Venkateshwar. It's 2 minutes, please. Dr. please come.
Good morning to one and all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Professor Nimbarti garu, Justice Dr. G. Chandraya garu, even that after this listed in our invitation letter also, sir. Professor G.B. Reddy garu, Professor Malesham sir, Professor Vinod Kumar, Radhika Yadav from the law college, principals from affiliated law colleges, Dr. Srinivas, Jaypal Reddy, Kiran Kumar, other faculty members, and faculty members from different law colleges. Welcome to Usmania University. Today's seminar on Platinum Jubilee Indian Constitution, Experiences and Expectations. In my view, anyway, we are enjoying fruits of the Indian Constitution since morning to evening in different way. Without knowing you also, so many benefits we are getting because of Indian Constitution. But still we have to work on betterment of the implementation of Indian Constitution in different way. Because our Indian Constitution has been influenced by freedom movement, that is, since 1914 onwards, different kinds of movements that was influenced. And after independence, our Indian Constitution also influenced by framers of the Indian Constitution, those framers came from caste, different caste, creed, region, and religion of different areas. They came together and discussed on a constitution in different way. And also UNO and UNDHR also influenced. After 1950, rulers of the Indian constitution, governments have influenced to change the Indian constitution by way of amendments to protect their interests, protect their agenda, political agenda and different kinds of things. But anyway, today, after discussing so many issues, after going through the 105 amendments, so many things are missing in our present scenario. One is, in my view, quality education. Government of India go on bringing so many guidelines. If you implement same way, you can achieve so many things, but it's not making reality in grassroots level. Missing active participation in the governance. It is also missing. Missing implementation of reservations in respect to global influence. Because of global influence, LPG concept, now public sector employment has become zero. But our constitution is saying social, economical, political, all kinds of things must protect. It is not happening in reality. Now in the present scenario, because so many MNCs are coming, they don't know what is reservation, why reservations are required to uplift some of the people in India. That is missing. That is a very important subject in the present scenario. How you link up with that kind of thing. Because when APJ Abdul Kalam was President of India, he quoted in different meetings, we required reservations in private sector also. In the present scenario, how we are respect Indian constitution to respect to uplift the important sections which are depriving in the society. For that, till today I am observing no MP, no parliament, no academician is not discussing how we are implement reservations in the global era. That is missing because MD CEO of the MNC company from America and different country. You don't know ABCD of our Indian constitution, but in the Indian constitution we have upliftment of deprived sections. Nobody is addressing that. Simply political meetings and speeches are coming. This kind of research, this kind of area must be discussed. Next one is missing reservation in the judiciary. This is very important. Recently, Hindu paper, Indian Express, so many other important journals are mentioning about how judges are appointing, who are the judges are related to, who are the judges already done judge posts in the higher judiciary and etc. But nobody is giving answer for that. That is very important debatable issue. We require reservations in the judiciary also. Nobody is discussing. Now, women reservations also very important in the present scenario because reservations solve so many problems. Even women also feeling inconvenience or feeling just negative against the rulers because we don't have equal opportunity. Now the present time is very good to bring reservations for women also. Next, coming to the OBC reservations, because as on today, since 1994 onwards, I am regularly going through the letters, communications, GOs, deliberations of the Parliament. After seeing those documents, even today I am getting confused. There is no clarity. Even RDO, MRO from Telangana government, if you go and ask, we are confusing, sir. This document showing this, that document is showing this. Then what as a professor of law, what I thought, this is also kind of negative thought on implementation of reservations for OBCs. Means they don't want to give proper reservations to the deprived sections in the society, because that document shows. Really, I am not understanding after going through the documents whether 27% of the reservation must get OBCs or not, what kind of creamy layer, what kind of income limit. Still confusion is there in those areas. And coming to the very important thing is uniform civil code. If you bring uniform civil code, it solves so many problems in the society, because family codes, Mahila codes, and other codes which are dealing family matters, if you bring this kind of legislation, it solves so many, 90% of the family disputes may be resolved. I hope in this session I am expecting uniform civil code also. Recently I authored one article in Telugu newspaper. I said, many people are speaking about implementation of constitution, we are happy, nothing. We are getting so many problems, headaches, because now 50% of the marriages are taking place, different castes, different religions, different regions. But we are not solving succession problems, maintenance problems, property distribution problems. So many things are they are facing. When this issue reaches to above 50%, there is no alternative except to bring law. This is a very good time to bring uniform civil code. I hope this parliament will bring uniform civil code this session also. And coming to the very important thing is my brother, colleague in the department has taken wonderful initiative, because before last year also we conducted social justice and we conducted so many seminars along with then Human Rights Commission Chairman Justice Chandra Garu in different law colleges. Today I have gone through my CV, health as human rights, women rights are human rights, environment as human rights. Like that, so many things we conducted seminars in the different law colleges. I hope next chairman also may come like that. If he comes like that, meaningful Human Rights Commission maybe takes place. Otherwise, law colleges and some other deprived sections may feel bad in respect to their human rights activities.
Technical paper sessions. So one is Dr. Ambedkar's role for framing of Indian Constitution, Chairperson J.B. Reddy, Professor, Co-Chairperson Dr. Padmaja Ochara. Dr. Padmaja, is there? The other co-chairperson Dr. Srinivas. Yeah, Srinivas is here. So here, for this session, now 7 papers are there, including my paper. For technical session, tomorrow morning, Professor Venkateshwar is the chairperson. Co-chairpersons Dr. Kalyani, Principal Piazza Law College, Dr. Vijay Bhaskar Reddy came? He is not here. Principal Aurora. And for this, we have 21 papers. The topic is Indian Constitution, constitutional aspects, different constitutional aspects. The technical section 3, Indian Constitutional judicial aspects. The papers, chairperson is Dr. Aparna, VOA chairman, co-chairperson Dr. Jayapal Reddy, principal KV Rangareddy College, Dr. Surujana, principal B.R. Ambedkar Law College. Altogether papers are 90. That is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Okay? Then on 9th morning, session 11 to 1 p.m. Indian Constitution and other aspects. Chairperson is Dr. Ram Prasad. Co-chairperson Dr. Benjamin, principal Bhaskara Law College, and Dr. Chandramati, principal Ananta Law College. So I have, taken these names from the seat. KV Rangareddy, principal, Jayapal Reddy told me that they are the seniors. So as per the seniority, I have selected these names. So instead of Aparna, so I will request Dr. Radhika Yadav. Dr. Radhika Yadav, madam, my humble request is that you should act as a chairperson because Aparna is leaving somewhere else on 8th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Is it okay? As a chairperson.
Sir.
Okay, na? Thank you. Now, I request our keynote speaker, Nathan Meshramji.
Should I begin? No, should I begin now? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we are able to hear. Okay, fine. So,
Sound good.
I'm delighted to speak on this very important subject organized by a seminar organized by the law faculty. I'm really expressing my gratitude. Hello, can you hear me?
Sound clarity. Alam Bilwandi.
Okay, perfectly fine. So I'm expressing my gratitude to my friend Kumar, who is the faculty of law university. The university's president of Mongolia, Professor R. Limbardi Garu, the former chairman of the Telangana State Council of Higher Education, Justice G. Chandraya Garu, former judge of the Telangana, Professor G. Malesha Garu, Dean Development and USSC Affairs of Osmania University, presided by Professor G. Vinod Kumar Garu. Thank you so much for the audience present here. And the subject which has been given to me is marching towards 30th Jubilee of Indian Constitution, experiences and expectations. This is an important subject, I think, which should be deliberated and debated by all of us. We have adopted a constitution on 26 November 1949, and then after all the provisions made into effect on 26 January 1950. Since then, we have a mechanism of governance, we have a mechanism of protection of the fundamental rights given, retained by the people. And therefore, we are looking back now, on the development experiences and particularly the expectations of the people over the last 75 years, of the working of the Constitution. Now we have seen that the Constitution provides a different kind of mechanisms for different situations. Particularly, we have a governance of mechanism in the Constitution that is divided into several chapters of the Constitution. We have a president, we have a parliament, we have the council of ministers headed by prime minister, we have separation of powers in the Constitution, we have the services, the provisions for the services wherein the Umadari judgment of the Supreme Court says that it is the constitutional scheme of the public employment in the Constitution that runs from the fundamental right to the articles running after 309 and all those articles like 320 for the setting up the commissions of the state. We have also a kind of mechanism for some states like we are having a mechanism in the form of 37 special provisions for the state of Jammu and Kashmir and some special provisions for the respective states like Andhra Pradesh is there, like Maharashtra is there, and some other states, some special provisions have been made. We have a fundamental right in the Constitution, which is in Part 3, and also a Part 4, which nevertheless very important, though not enforceable in the court of law, is the directive principles laid down in the Constitution. So, these things have been provided in the Constitution. You would see that the remedies against the violation of fundamental rights have been also provided in the form of Article 32. The remedies have been provided in the form of jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Now in the form of Article 226 and 227, the appeals and particularly fundamental right jurisdiction to high courts. And therefore, a comprehensive mechanism of the governance of the country have been provided in the form of Constitution. The Constitution, you see, in the opinion of many people, is the blood and flesh of the country. But we are going into the definition of the Constitution. You see, it is a primary document of the governance of the country. You cannot have a system without a Constitution. Like, you cannot have a democratic system without a Constitution. Even in the England, they have adopted the Constitution in the form of Magna Carta in 1215. So now they have completed, the Magna Carta has completed 800 years, around 808 years. So 808 years before the England adopted a Constitution that is the Magna Carta. Magna Carta is written into several arenas of the governance and the protection of human rights of the people in England. And you see, Constitution of India is one of the facets of the Magna Carta. Therefore, we will have to look back and see that how are these two institutions, particularly the institutions which were established by the Constitution, like Parliament, President, the Council of Ministers, and the judiciary that the courts wing, are functioning since last 70 and 72 years. So friends, the President is the head of the Parliament, particularly both houses of Parliament. He is also a head of the country. He is also a head of the armed forces of this country. And he is also a head of the governance, particularly he is the head of the executive government of this country. So he is head of all the institutions. Also here, he is the head of the judiciary also because he administers the oath of office to the Chief Justice, and then he makes the appointment and the retirements. So therefore certain duties have been cast upon the President by the Constitution that how President should act in his discretion and under the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers under Article 74 of the Constitution. And therefore, it's very important to see how President starts functioning. And in my opinion, the Presidents are not performing the duty cast upon them by the Constitution. By and large, they have been successful, but at a critical time, they are not acting upon the obligations put forth upon them by the Constitution. In the case we have seen recently, that some of the orders were passed by the government without the approval of the Council of Ministers. And those orders should not have been acted upon, but the President did not interfere and annul those orders. There is a duty called upon the President that if something is decided by a member of Council of Ministers, say for example Prime Minister, if he decides to do something like in the form of demonetization, you see, that if the demonetization is the decision of the Prime Minister, that's not the decision of the Council of Ministers. And therefore, if there are serious allegations that the particular decision is taken by a particular member of the Council of Ministers, then if the President is duty bound to inquire whether it has been passed to the Council of Ministers or not. And if it is not passed by the Council of Ministers, the President has an obligation to annul the order, direct ministers to pass it in the Council of Ministers and then implement it. So they can stay, the President can stay. However, in that form, I have seen that the President did not act. Another instance I can share with you is that we have recently adopted a system where the Chief of Armed Forces we have instituted by the Act of the Parliament. Under the Constitution, it is the President who is the the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, that is the head of the armed forces in this country. But in my opinion, the Parliament has passed and that scheme is that they have instituted a Chief of the Armed Forces, a kind of, a position which will govern all three armed forces in this country. Now that determines the very duty of considered upon the President, but President did not, do anything in this matter, did not advise the President could have said that I will not sign up on this because that takes away my responsibility. But the President did not do that. So, in my opinion, I have seen that the President functions in a critical time, particularly in a critical time, they are not being used by the persons who are holding the position. So we need to work very closely on this. Particularly, I think that those who are called upon to protect the Constitution, those who are duty bound to see that the Constitution is functioning, particularly in the citizens that they have a very important role to play in functioning democracy. They should see that the President should act upon all those responsibilities which have been given to him by the Constitution. And it's very important for a better and functioning democracy of the Constitution that the President is acting upon his own duties. In the second institution, we will see that the Parliament. The Parliament is the supreme legislative body of this country. There in the European Union, and some data protection acts were indicated in San Francisco and in some of the states in the US. And European Union was very active on this, and they were trying to protect the data of the people. But India, being the world's largest users of internet, did not have the Data Protection Act, and therefore you will say that each and every detail of a citizen is now available with the companies. They have profiled people. Now if there is X person on a particular place, if companies know that this X person will order some food from Zomato or Swiggy, and therefore they know that this person eats this thing, this person goes to that place, this person meets that person and calls that person. This kind of profiling they have done, and they know everything about the man. So therefore, it was very essential for the Parliament of India to come out with such kind of regulations or the laws 10 years before, when 3C came out. in 2012 or 13. We should have had a kind of data protection act, but we didn't have. So in my opinion, the parliament is not functioning. And parliament is not functioning, that is adversely affecting the rights of the people. See, we have in our country, several things have come up after the advent of the globalization.
Hello?
But all those things are being unregulated because the parliament. It's decided by the US Supreme Court. US Supreme Court decides around 60, 70 cases a year. And in India, they are not even deciding 60, 70 cases of constitution bench. I think this is a very important consideration for us because the Supreme Court is instituted to see that they are deciding upon the interpretation of the constitution. Article 141 says that whatever decided by the Supreme Court is a law of this country, particularly that this is law laid down by the Supreme Court shall be is applicable throughout this country. So therefore, there are several aspects. I tell you, recently we have come across to a case which is pending since decades regarding the economy. The case was pertaining to an issue whether the rules can be changed after the game is played. So they were hearing the cases wherein some of the agencies, particularly the state public service commissions, or the high courts, while appointing the subordinate court judges, they were changing the rules and establishing the service conditions after the interview of the Raja was almost done. And therefore, the matter came up before the court that they were knowing if they change the rule, who will be not selected or who will be selected. So therefore, that amounts to a changing of the rules after the game is played. So those cases of were pending in Supreme Court, recently heard of the Supreme Court. Those cases were pending since decades. So that has some really adverse impact upon the employment system of this country. And those who were at the helm of the system, they were selecting people based upon their own preferences by changing books. After the game was played, after the violence was and therefore there are several other cases were held in such kind of matters in several high courts. And they are still pending because Supreme Court could not decide about that. So such kind of things are taking place. Very recently I had given an opinion, the opinion is published in the newspaper, that what are those 20 states the Supreme Court should adopt to eliminate the dependency. Then I give 20 steps. And if even I am of the opinion that if some 5 steps are adopted out of that, if the dependency will be eliminated from this country. So justice doesn't be guaranteed under the Constitution, which has become an illusion for this country. The people, before they come to Supreme Court or the High Court, they ask their law. How many days will it take, sir? Perhaps are absolutely not aware. It will take 1, 2 months, or even 6 months, even 10 years. They don't know.
Nitin ji.
We just tell them that it will take 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, we don't have to take it.
Nitin ji, please. Your voice is not clear. There is Justice Chandraya sir is waiting. Please, there is a technical problem is here with these things. Let me conclude now.
Just a moment.
Yeah, please. Your voice is not clear. Your voice is not clear here.
Whether my voice is clear?
Still now your voice is not clear. So we are getting here a technical problem. So please conclude now, please.
Can you hear me?
No, your voice is not clear. Your voice is not clear. Otherwise,
Is it okay now?
no, we are unable to audible your voice. So please conclude.
It is okay now?
Little bit it is okay now. Please, due to the paucity of time, please conclude now.
Okay. So importantly, we are looking at and whether our system is working or not. And in my opinion, the system is not working to its full strength. It is working, but it is not working up to the full strength. Sometimes it is working, but up to 30%, 40%, but it is not working up to 100%. And it's very important that we should do something. So when the system is working to its full strength, and the guarantee of justice, the guarantee of equality in the Constitution, and the guarantee of democracy is fully available to the people. So, see, there are some of the important aspects which I wanted to invite your attention, which I will just mention and then move up there. We have a patient on the Bharati case of 1973. And we have a collegiate system of judges appointment which came up by the 1993 judgment of the Supreme Court in a CAOR case. But after we have a Indus-Valley judgment case that is pertaining to the reservation. And we have cases which deals with the disqualification of this particular protected schedule. And our criminal judgment, which is a 49 schedule. All these judgments, in my opinion, requires reconsideration. Particularly the basic structure doctrine, which takes away the powers of the Parliament to amend the Constitution, has come up in the form of the basic structure doctrine against the land reform. So when the Parliament was enacting land reforms and bringing changes in Article 13, and now shifting that 19.5 that we like to properly into a constitutional rights. The Supreme Court came up with a basic structure doctrine and said that no, you cannot amend the Constitution. I think this is a very assault upon the sovereignty of the Parliament, and that was the Supreme Court is rejecting 50 years of basic structure doctrine. So I just wanted to tell you that basic structure doctrine will not save the Constitution. There is a illusion among the people that the basic structure will save it. The basic structure doctrine will save the Constitution. No, it will not save the Constitution. It is the will of the people will save the Constitution, not the basic structure doctrine. And therefore, if the people are not willing to save the Constitution, no one else can save the Constitution. Supreme Court will also not be able to save the Constitution. And therefore, there should be a full power to the Parliament. But they should be able to amend the Constitution as per the will they have been given by the Parliament, by the people. Second important aspect I wanted to highlight about the collegiate system, which opinion I also have given to the Prime Minister in writing. But my opinion was not on this subject. So, the collegiate system takes away the Prime Minister's power under Article 74. The collegiate system which recommends the names which recommend the candidates or appointment of the judges to the Supreme Court and High Court.
His vast experience, expertise and commitment to justice, we are certain that his presence here today will inspire and enrich our seminar discussions. Let us extend a warm welcome to justice and express our gratitude for gracing us with his esteemed presence today.
అదే కొంచెం స్మాల్ హైట్ లేని
Because on account of the celebrations, what we get is, we share our thoughts about the past. Yesterday night, I was supplied a book on the same title that contains about 57 articles authored by various friends. I am really giving a big hand to those authors who contributed to this book. Let us give. If all of you read that book, you will be able to know what is the history of the Constitution, what is the basic structure of the Constitution, what is the purpose of Constitution, what are the contents of the Constitution, what is sought to be achieved by the Constitution, what so far we have achieved, what should be achieved. It covers the area of past, present and future. As a student, not only as students of law, but principals, professors, in a way, all the people of the country, after the Constitution, I recommend to read this book invariably. You clap. It is such an important book. Very, very important book. So therefore, I am really happy to come to this place. Several speakers said about the importance of the Constitution. For about more than 200 years, India was under the clutches of British. About 586 kingdoms were there, where people had no right, where people had no specified duties. What are the duties were? Only to work for themselves, to account their livelihood, and to serve as slaves to the kings and their persons. Nothing more. That was the country prior to independence. Thereafter, people thought, why we shall not have independence? Though it in history says that 1857 is the first independence, but much before, things have been taken place. Revolts have been taken place against the system that was existing there. Ultimately, that led to a thought of independent country and to fight for that. In that process, it was evolved that a country needs to be independent. So therefore, all the national leaders fought for that. Several lakhs of people have lost their life for the sake of independence. If there were no independence, the things would have been different. You could not have the rights at all. Right to speak, right to expression, right to assemble, right to live. There could not have been rights at all. Because of this Constitution, we are able to have this position. So therefore, first of all, let us give a big hand to the persons and the people, personalities and the people who fought for the emancipation, who fought for the liberation of the country from the clutches of the Britishers. So also, after India achieved the constitution, the question was, what should be the rule of law to govern the system? And what should be the mode of constitution to go ahead for the administration of this country? They thought, we must have a constitution. In fact, the first, by virtue of a regulation passed by the British Parliament, a thought of Indian constitution came into being. The idea was, they realized that definitely Indians will not leave us. We have to give their country to them. And they decided to go away. But they planned what should be the constitution for the Indians. When that being the position, after attaining the independence, a great task was there before the Constitutional Assembly, wherein there were about 389 members were there in the Constitutional Assembly. All of them were highly educated. Most of them were lawyers. There are about 21 committees were constituted. In that committees, one of the committees is the drafting committee. The drafting committee had 7 members. Among them, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was to be made as a chairman of the Constitution, framing of the Constitution. That is how Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was called to be as a father of the Constitution. I may also bring to your kind notice that if we read the Constitution and the history of the Constitution, under what circumstances Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was made as a chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution. Why? Number one, he is a great intellectual recognized by the time. Number two, he obtained several master's degrees, PhDs from the various universities in the world. And I visited several countries. He had read over several constitutions. So therefore, it was unanimously resolved for the purpose of writing of the Constitution, it is that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar alone is eligible and capable and write the Constitution and give it to India. Time was very short. In that point of view, only less than 2 years of time, such a big Constitution was given to us in the name of Indian Constitution. Let us give a big hand to the father of the Constitution. The characteristic of the Constitution is that it is one of the largest constitutions in the world. The smallest constitution is, the oldest constitution is Mariano, a country, is the oldest constitution. The shortest constitution is Monaco. So therefore, when compared to various constitutions in the world, Indian constitution is a large constitution. Before the constitution was framed, when the Britishers were ruling, there are 2 stages. One is when the company was administered, that is the British India Company, East India Company was administering by a charter. But when the people started revolting against the Britishers, the power was taken by the crowd. So the 2 periods were there. One is a ruling by the company and a ruling by a crowd. In the same analogy, ultimately various regulations came that was culminated into the Government of India Act of 1935. So therefore, many provisions were taken from the Government of India Act 1935. Now, to say that, what are the constitutions Dr. B.R. Ambedkar studied, and what are the things that have been taken from the various constitutions? So far, he had read thoroughly 12 constitutions. The Government of India Act 1935, British Constitution, American Constitution, Canada Constitution, Australia Constitution, Germany Constitution, Dakshin Africa Constitution, USSR Constitution, France Constitution, Japan Constitution, Norway Constitution. From all the constitutions, some important provisions have been taken and considered which provisions will be suitable for India to resolve the problems of this India and to make the India to be a better country. So therefore, ultimately, Constitution was made, which consists of 395 articles and 12 schedules. In this, the important aspect was, for the purpose of administration of this country, 3 aspects have been specifically mentioned with regard to the powers of concern to administer. One is legislature, which makes the law. Another is executive, which implements the law. And the third one is a judiciary, to watch the proper implementation of law and protection of the people's right. So therefore, it is contemplated in the Constitution, the preamble of it, which consists of 2 parts. One part deals with the nature of the king, nature of the country, nature of the state. The second part deals with the nature and rights of the citizens. As far as the nature of the Constitution is concerned, it says, country is concerned, it says it is a sovereign country. Number 2, it is a secular country. Number 3, it is a socialist country. Number 4, it is a democratic country. And number 5 is a republic country. These 5 aspects are the nature of the country. Sovereign country means it doesn't have any control over anybody, nor it allows anybody to have a control. It has the power to take its own decision and to implement it. It is independent. So it is a sovereign country. It is a secular country. India has several castes, several religions, several languages, several communities, several areas. It is a secular one, but the country is one, that is India or Bharat. Then what is the socialist country? Socialist country is one where earlier it was dominated by the kings, therefore it was called the kingdom. When the democratic system has come into play, the peoples have been vested with the power from the kingdom. So the nature of the democracy is that it is the people who will elect the leaders and give them the power to rule the country. That's called a political democracy. So therefore, one power which was there with the king, who had 3 powers: legislation, judiciary, executive and judiciary. That power was given to the people. People are given a fundamental right to elect their leaders to rule the country. That is called a democratic way of system. And then it is governed by the rule of law. So therefore these 5 elements are the nature of the state or the country. Coming to the nature of the rights are concerned, justice in 3 areas: social, political and economic. The word why social it is mentioned in the constitution is social means reflect the society. Society consists of various cultures, various traditions, and they adopt. No tradition is contradictory to other tradition. What is meant by tradition? What is meant by culture? Tradition is nothing but a particular aspect is being followed by a particular community living in a particular area for a longer period. It will become a tradition. If the same thing is followed for a temporary period, it is a custom. So different customs will be there, different traditions will be there throughout the country. That is the same thing is there throughout the world. It is not a new phenomenon because the society, human society, came into existence not equally in all the world, all over the world. Coming to the India is concerned, similarly, it has several traditions, several customs, and several cultures. What is meant by a culture? Praying the body with God is a culture. Not praying the God is a culture. Wearing the cloth is a culture. Wearing the dhoti is a culture. It's the cultural differences. So therefore, unless until cultural differences are dissolved, the human thought of equality will not be there. So therefore it is said, first of all, justice, social. Society must be equal. Social feelings must be equal. So therefore, what is required for the purpose of equalization of thoughts? One must have. So there must be social equality. Secondly, political equality. That means India is governed by that thinking from the top to bottom and bottom to top, then coming to a has got so many feelings about this devotional concept. Somebody says there is only one God. Somebody says that there are so many gods. Everybody also agree that God is one. There is a self-contradiction. Basing on that concept, the philosophy of devotion has been developed. Dvaitam, Advaitam and Vishishta Advaitam. దేవుడు ఒక్కడే అనేవారు కొంతమంది, ఇద్దరు అనేవారు కొంతమంది, అందరూ అనేవాళ్ళు కొంతమంది. Ramanujacarya says that there may be Atma, Paramatma is there along with human being. Madhavacharya says that there is only Atma, Paramatma. Shankaracharya says there is only one God. This is the philosophical differences on the devotional part. Now in this country, there is a Christianity, there is Islamic. Christian people says that there is only Christ to whom you have to believe. Tandri Kumara Parashuddhatma అని చెప్పుకుంటారు. తండ్రి అంటే ఫాదర్, గాడ్. కుమారుడు అంటే జీసస్. పరిశుద్ధాత్మ అంటే నమ్మకంలో చిత్తశుద్ధి. ఈ 3 లక్షణాలు ఒక క్రైస్తవుడు అనుకుంటారు. అట్లాగే బుద్ధ సేస్ he doesn't refer to any God. He refers to only human being. But he says that for all the problems, it is the desire of a man is relevant. If you to come down with your desires, you will come down with the problems. Then you will have a faith. Then you will have a good life. These are all the differentiation of the thoughts of the human being, but human being is only one. India has got this type of feelings about the divinity in this country. You cannot contradict. Belief and faith and worship is the concept of a purely an individual. It is followed by many people. It is the concept of a group of people. You cannot say we cannot say that all the people should pray one God in the one form. You cannot. Because faith is a fundamental right. Faith is a human right. Faith is a legal right. So therefore, liberty of thought, liberty of expression,
Recording in progress.
liberty of faith, and liberty of belief, liberty of worship. It is purely individual in case of an individual. You cannot compel anybody. That is the fundamental right. Number 3 is equality. Equality in getting the opportunities. Because one-way tribals are there, non-tribes are there, scheduled castes are there, backward classes are there, minorities are there, landlords are there, other naming them as Reddis, Raus and all. And this is based on, that indicates the economic status of those people, which is also results for the economic inequality. Unless until the economic inequality resolves, there cannot be an equality at all. So therefore, justice, liberty and equality. Equality is one of the important aspects. The third one is fraternity, brotherhood. All the Indians are brothers and sisters. They must live combinedly in a common area, and they must also protect the interest of integrity of the nation. These are all the main rights mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution. So preamble of the Constitution deals with two aspects. One is nature of the country and the nature of the rights. To implement these two aspects, Constitution has been there. Everyone should read. One is the fundamental rights. Another is the directive principles of state policy. The third one is fundamental duties. Fundamental rights, Supreme Court says that fundamental rights are the basic structure of the Constitution. Preamble of the Constitution is the basic structure of the Constitution. And the directive principles have been contemplated in the Constitution, the direction in which the country should take decision and implement it. These two chapters are very, very important. Then fundamental duties, which came into existence in 1976. Every one of us should know this. What are the fundamental rights? What are the directive principles of state policy? And what are the fundamental duties? Authority, power to amend the Constitution. So far, it is 105 times is underway. To suit the situation. One of the example is Mrs. Gandhi was put behind the bars. In the elections, when it was proved that there was manipulation, there was no other way except facing the punishment. Who will be the greater person in the country than the Prime Minister of India? So the Constitution is such a great, powerful Constitution. In spite of this, common people are facing a lot of problems. They are facing social problems. Social inequality is there. Untouchability is not removed except in the Constitution. If you go to the corner, small villages, you will find that caste discrimination is there. In the name of backward classes, in the name of scheduled caste, in the name of scheduled tribes. And the leaders representing their groups, they are fighting for their existence in this fashion, can we remove it? Law provides. Again, it will come into play. We are afraid to talk to each other. We don't like to sit together. We don't like to walk together. That is the outside life. This is the inside life. We want, Constitution wants this type of life. To reach this stage, we need to go a lot, and the intellectuals of this country to study the Indian Constitution, and the framers of the Constitution aimed that we want to start a society of equality. That is the concept of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Because of that one word, equality, who experienced inequality after going to America to study in the University of Colombo, he realized that I am also a human being. I am par with others. That I am realizing after coming to this. So therefore, brothers and sisters, life is everyday study, everyday understanding, everyday problem resolving, and everyday living happily. But living happily is very difficult. We are facing psychological problems. We are facing sociological problems. We are facing economical problems. With skills and developing the skills, definitely we will come together and contribute our energy and knowledge to establish a society of equality, which is the concept of the founding fathers of the Constitution. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much for your elaborately explained about the right to equality, right to fraternity, right to justice. These are core ideas of the Constitution, right to liberty also. So ultimately, the rulers' duty to implement all these things. The unfortunate thing is that 95% of the rulers doesn't know the basic foundations of the Constitution. The rulers are intentionally ignoring the concept of the values of the common course of the Constitution. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for it's a very excellent analysis on the Constitution. Now I request Dr. Radhika Yadav to propose formal vote of thanks. So before that, felicitation to our beloved chief guest.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Now I take this opportunity to thank all those dignitaries who have graced this occasion to make it a grand success. Without that, I don't think, of course, it's our gratitude which we try to express in the form of this vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the chief guest of the session, Honorable Justice Chandraya Garu. After listening to his lecture, of course, he has touched upon this small, within half an hour, different facets of how the Constitution has developed and how it has taken its present form and how the need is there for us. And he has opened up different aspects for us to ponder upon so that we can, with the help of these kind of seminars and platforms, equip ourselves these kind of seminars and platforms, equip ourselves to face the coming challenges of the future world. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a very great honor that you have been here to raise the occasion and in fact give us the insights of the Constitution. And I would like the Clean Development and Indigenous Affairs OU to raise the occasion and be a part of this inaugural session, and also of course Professor G. Reddy's session for the Constitution. Of course, it's an innovative thought which usually comes to Professor Gali sir only, because we have seen in his from last 5 to 6 years, number of seminars which he has come out with different thought-provoking subjects and titles. So that of course it.
Small felicitation, please be seated. Small felicitation to Radhika Yadav and by our chief guest. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
I will also request the Chief Guest, sir, to felicitate our convener and Dean of Faculty of Law, Osmania University, Professor G. Vinod Kumar.
System where the people who are in power are not trying to resolve the problem and they are taking care of themselves and their families, and hardly there are any people who look for the development of the people as a whole. But some people are leaving their jobs, sacrificing everything for the sake of society. So, brother Professor Gali Vinod Kumar had taken a decision to resign to his job as a current retirement to serve the society as a whole. And having gained experience by contesting the elections in 2015 and lost it, his desire has gone up to fight for the cause of the welfare of the people, not only in the institution of academic in nature, but also in the society, because the society is a larger institution than the society of education. Now I call him as a academic come political intellectual of this country. So he is going to contest the election from the Warangal constituency, whether a party with the combination of the party in power or individually, but he wants to be a public person by joining in the politics. Let us all, with a big hand, wish him to all. Thank you very much.
So one word I will complete, because as an academician, 9th is my deanship is going to end. That is the reason why I am conducting. So this seminar, an historical seminar. So academician, I successfully achieved. And the youngest dean and the senior dean, all faculties of Osmania, prayed to become a central minister of this country, like Ambedkar. To resolve the problems of the people, not for the sake of mine. So I am leaving 7 years my job. That I will leave. I lost more than 3 crores money. For the sake of the people, I am losing that money. Okay? And that is the reason I am taking voluntary retirement from 16th of this month. Just very near